Now, as Matt Ramos's gay boyfriend Daniel Ritzman says here, remember when people said this movie wasn't a big deal? The Devil Wears Prada 2 has passed $430 million worldwide, eyeing up to earn $700 million plus in its box office run, which is bad news for me and G because it means they'll probably make a third part of a film trilogy that nobody asked for. And of course, what did I say here? It's a chick film, who cares? Oh, wait a minute, you do. So let's just get into this article here, folks, because it is grim reading. Mortal Kombat 2 has officially arrived in cinemas as of last Friday. With the debut box office having been and gone, MK2 safely scored the biggest opening of the movie franchise thus far, with an overall box office ranking of $63 million, which is not bad, to be honest. Now, considering the first MK movie released during COVID and that the franchise before then did not appear often at the cinema because I guess licensing, critical reaction to MK Annihilation, there was a lot riding on MK2's shoulders. But again, let's blame Warner Brothers for that. And taking a look at a better article here from CBR, does a better breakdown. So again, MK2 suffers a fatality overseas as sequel flops internationally. Opens at number 2 in the US. Things aren't looking good for MK2 as the video game adaptation has massively underperformed and could be heading to flop territory depending on where things go from there, which is insane to me. Look, again, I said in my review that they had Titi Gabrielle, the jinx of bad movies, appearing as a modern audience version of Jade from the video games because we couldn't have that version, for crying out loud. Now, the latest numbers from Deadline point to a $41 million second weekend for the Devil Wears Prada 2 and a $38.7 million second place debut for MK2. Mortal Kombat 2 was meant to be released on the 24th of October 2025, just in time for Halloween. And you're going to probably be wondering, what was the speculation? Why did WB suddenly decide to go back on releasing that film back then? Everybody was geared up for it. I couldn't quite understand why they made that ridiculous decision. There was a lot of speculation that maybe, oh my God, they're going to put some extra scenes in there. It's going to be such a mind-blowingly fantastic movie that they felt confident that releasing it in May of 2026 was a better decision. But again, Pam Abdi, Mike DeLuca, I think those guys probably don't have a clue anymore what they're doing. Now, when you consider it's up against the Sheep Detectives with Hugh Jackman and Devil Wears Prada 2, which to be honest, I didn't think that was actually going to do anything. But, you know, when you got a gay Stanley Tucci standing on the poster and like, oh my God, and a heavily made up Emily Blunt 4K, 8K makeup for the film poster, what are you going to expect? Early numbers point to a $23 to $28 million 5-day opening overseas. It had a soft start on Wednesday and Thursday with a combined 3.8 million and made 5.1 million on Friday for an 8.9 million kume. Okay. What is that?
That's cumulative kung fu dunkhead.
In 71 international markets. Based on its US haul, MK2 is eyeing up a 63 million to 73 million global opening on an 80 million production budget, which doesn't include marketing costs. Wow. Next weekend will be key for the sequel, especially with a new Star Wars movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu. Yeah, because when I went to my IMAX last week, I expected to see a huge, massive display for MK2 and was greeted by this piece of shit instead. Now, are we going to get a third part of this particular... Because I thought it was going to be a trilogy. I actually said in my review they might make 5 films in all, but given the the non-reception, or maybe the fans aren't coming out in force. Maybe the R rating is hurting it. And again, I've got a theory about that. And yes, on the popcornometer on Rotten Tomatoes, fans gave it a 90% score. Critics 65%. Of course they would do that, wouldn't they? Because when it comes to video game adaptations, they really cannot stand it. Now remember, boys and girls, the original release date for Mortal Kombat 2 was the 24th of October 2025. Now according to the bigwigs at Warner Brothers, the list of films right here were a threat against its survival and very success at the box office. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, which nobody saw, Regretting You, Chainsaw Man, Shelby Oaks, which is the Chris Stuckman directed, very mixed horror movie, Dream Eater, Last Days, and do we have anything else? Queens of the Dead, Seclusion. I mean, again, I am going through this list of film titles right here. A documentary called White Mountain, all limited releases in most of their cases. So why the hell didn't they release Mortal Kombat 2 at this time? It would have performed extremely well. I don't understand it. Look, I'm guessing it would have, because again, October is a quiet month for film releases. Look, this absolutely boggles my mind why Warner Brothers, Pam Abdi, Mike DeLuca, who are having the worst year possible when it comes to Warner Brothers releases. Bride of Frankenstein, nobody liked it. I saw it, it was absolute dog shit. Now you've got this second major release, which should have done gangbusters from the get-go. Great marketing, great publicity. People like YouTube channels such as Uncaged Games were going out there, being flown out to WB's Chinese Man's Theater to watch MK2 and mingle with the stars.
Also, freaking Shao Kahn was sitting like 4 seats to the right of me. Liu Kang was also sitting in the same row. Shout out to Ludi. Max Kung Lao was like sitting behind me. It was just madness. So yes, there will be a little bit of bias in this review.
Even that wasn't powerful enough just to get people to line up around the block to watch MK2. Again, it's got an R rating. That might hurt it. It's a bit fruity. The redesigns of certain characters, having Titi Gabrielle as your modern audience, Jade, didn't do the fans' expectations any good. Now, I do think that Street Fighter coming out in October this year might put the whiff of Jean-Claude Van Damme and Kylie Minogue behind it, but that's still a great film from 1994. And I honestly think Street Fighter from Paramount, if they don't change their minds and if they go ahead with the October release, will be fantastic. I think it'd be great. The trailer itself, the story looks fantastic. Andrew Koji as Ryu and Noah Centineo as Ken. I think their pairing up was going to be so fantastic. You can already see there's a bit of a bro chemistry going on with those guys. And don't forget that Centineo is going to be a new John Rambo coming out in the cinema next year, or maybe the year after, I don't know. But honestly, man, it's going to be such an interesting take. That Mortal Kombat 2 might be a flop. We might not get a third film, or if we do, they're going out like John Bon Jovi once sung, in a blaze of glory. And on that one, folks, if I were you and if you were me, I will catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
Whatever you do, numbnuts, don't search for this term on Google. Got that? Thanks for watching Kung Fu Hot Dog. Don't forget to like and subscribe.